Hello and welcome to That's a Good Question. I'm Mark Canton.
I'm Coleman Hayes.
He sure is. Still
Coleman Hayes.
Still Coleman Hayes, still
Still
going
me.
at it. Do you ever think about changing your name? That's not my question this week. That's just a separate question.
I was only watching. No, I've never thought of changing my name. I hated my name when I was younger, but I love it now.
Your first name?
I hated my first name. No, I just hated my surname. I hated my
maybe.
family. No.
Maybe. Could hate the name Hayes.
Hayes is. What I get, people tell me I sound like a superhero though. Coleman Hayes.
Coleman sounds like a superhero.
Yeah, I guess the man.
Oh, I see. That's true. Coal man.
Yeah.
All the powers of coal. Does Coleman have a meaning?
It does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
It was my mother's maiden name, and I was the last born,
Mm.
so she wanted to carry on her name somehow.
Ah. Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know when we should address it, but controversy.
Controversy. Oh, the memory thing?
The memory thing.
I asked my mum.
Yes.
She never answered.
This goes right to the top. Your mum is keeping her mouth shut. She's
Yeah.
like, I cannot get into this. Oh my God, he's going to discover that I planted the memory of Diana's death.
So
We discovered, I can't remember how much we said last time, but it was Sunday morning, not Saturday morning.
yes.
And were there cartoons? Maybe not cartoons on a Sunday morning.
There are some cartoons on a Sunday morning, but it's
Right.
not the main cartoon morning.
It's not the main cartoon
but there
morning.
are some.
So both you and your friend
Had a very similar,
lie.
very similar memory
Yeah.
of what happened. I did ask my mother. I was like, she never responded. Actually, let me text. Do you know what? I'll text her right now again.
Live on air.
Live on air.
Live
and let's
on
see.
air.
It's weird because, like, to be fair to my mum, to be fair to her, she usually gets back to me very quickly. And I was like, this question comes out of the blue, nowhere. Like, so, like, just we hadn't texted in like 3 days and then 5 days, and then I'm like, Mum, how did you find out about Diana dying? It's like, so then she gets back to me. Hold on, let me copy and paste.
Okay, so Coleman. Oh, he's just sending the same message again. Mum, I reiterate. How did you find out about Princess Diana dying?
About Princess.
Did you say princess?
No,
or did
no,
you say Diana?
I just said Diana.
Maybe she thought you were referring to Wonder Woman Diana
Do
King.
you, maybe I'm gonna rephrase it. Hey, Mum, do you remember how you found out?
And don't send her any other texts. Just keep sending her that until we find out the truth.
I'll say just curious, not accusatory. Yeah, but no. So she hasn't got back to me.
Okay. All right.
But
So it remains a mystery.
but I'll leave this because maybe she'll answer us. 'Cause I did ask
Get
her.
your friend to ask his mother as well.
I told my friend that we had a similar memory. I told him, but I figured I'd wait till my mum gets back first. I don't want my
Gets her story straight.
yeah.
Before your friend's mother.
If we're involved more into the conspiracy.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
didn't, because I thought if I told my friend, I was like, I want to leave him. I don't want him to take up too much of his time.
No.
No.
Okay, Coleman. Let's get to the questions.
Okay, so who went first last time?
I think you went first last time.
I asked you my question first?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go first?
So I'll ask you this time. How do you sleep at night?
With my guilty conscience.
Yeah.
That's
Do
a-
you have any interesting sleeping rituals?
I don't think so. I
You
like
just sleep normal.
sleep normal. How do you sleep at night? No, I think
Are you lying on your side?
I change over the course of the night.
Mhm.
I'll like if
There's David O'Doherty's new podcast, and he's chatting to comedians about what they do during the day, and so many of them listen to a podcast to go to sleep. Do you listen to anything to go to sleep?
wait, David Doherty's a new
Yeah,
podcast?
all right. We don't need to advertise that. He's doing fine.
What's the name of his podcast?
What did you do yesterday?
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Similar to the idea I have, a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
And go off in a rage. There's
Cohen has look out for it. He's got some new videos that are going to be coming out soon.
at some point. There's I was going to say no. I like I don't think I have any routine. I'd like to stop looking.
Every night is different.
Well, okay, I have some routine.
Yeah.
I know I jump into bed and I fucking roll over to one side, jump. I move slowly into the bed,
Yeah.
but I usually fall asleep like that. I'm usually
Right.
I'm gone within
No
5
reading.
No reading. I used to read a little bit for half an hour, but like nowadays, in an
For
ideal
half an hour.
in an ideal world, I would stop looking at a screen an hour beforehand. I'd read for the last 40 minutes, and then I'd fall asleep in real slowly. What actually happens is I'm doing something on my phone or on the computer all the way up to like 11 until I'm like, shit, it's too late, and I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I jump into bed and I'm wired. But the good thing is, I can fall asleep real easy anywhere. Like
Yeah.
there could be a terrorist attack on around me, and like I'd be out.
Good to know. So if an emergency situation happens and you think, I'm going to die, I might as well be asleep for it. You can go to sleep during that terrorist attack. And no one's going to look to you to be like, who's gonna fight them? Who's gonna take command of this plane again? You just be asleep.
That guy's
that
asleep.
guy's asleep, so we can't.
Well,
he can't be part of the.
If the adrenaline
He
is
can't sacrifice his life for hours. He's too busy being asleep.
if my adrenaline is up beforehand, before I fall asleep, I will partake in the resistance. If I've already begun, noises don't wake me up,
Really?
but lights would wake me up.
Okay.
So if like, because I know like
So do you have an alarm? Do you? I don't know. I don't know why.
it's a very good question. After that particular statement,
Okay, so a noise does wake you up.
So no, yeah.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
But my alarm is because I love lying in bed. Who doesn't? It's 3 maths questions I have to solve to turn off the alarm. And there's like, you can dial up the intensity of the
Yeah.
question. So I like the questions now. They're like long multiplication. So like, they're not, because I start off with easy ones. You're like, well, I could just solve these in my head, and you just turn them off, go back to sleep. I need to like actually get up, get a pen and paper, and be like, oh, let me work out this answer.
You need to get up and get a pen and paper.
So like, hold on, I'll show you what the.
Fucking hell.
No,
No, there's nothing unusual about how I sleep.
So this
You
is.
just have to get up and do some maths equations.
Let me do. Can I? But if I duplicate this, maybe I could just show you rather than duplicate it, because then. Oh yeah, so that's the example.
Okay, so 37 times 11 in brackets plus 321.
Could you figure that out at like 6 a.m. in the morning?
7, 10, 407 plus 321 is 728.
728.
Oh, that's my guess.
I don't know if I can put in the.
That's a very fast guess. No?
So go on. What's that one? Well,
Oh, the new one?
50 is going
50, yeah, that's
50 going to be easier.
40 plus 680 is 20, carry the 1, 820? 100?
820.
No, is that right? No, that can't be
No.
right. No, 1,400 plus 680 is 2,080.
2080. Nice. This one. A 70. Why are they all
70
10?
times 75.
That's actually
that's not
reasonable.
it's still,
750 by 7.
Yeah, we all know what that is. you did the easy part, Colin. Now just and 750 by
49. So that's 4,900 plus 75 is 350. So 4,900 plus 350 is 5,250. Right? 5,250 plus 452. 5,250. That becomes 5.
This is good though.
6.
Exercise
Oh no, it'd
for
be
your brain every morning.
5,702. Oh, sorry.
And the alarm is just going off the whole time.
5,702. Boom.
Boom.
Right. Okay, now this one is actually a proper hard one where it's not 5s or 10 digits.
Yeah.
26 by 16 plus 345.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that we need to finish them all.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But the point is made.
So that's what I do in the morning to,
Okay, that's interesting. So
to wake up.
waking up is
Maybe it's like, what do you do to wake up?
So how long is the alarm going off then in the morning? Like, are you solving those? How long does it take you to solve some of them?
Sometimes I like, I can find a way. I can find a workaround. It's funny what you could do when you're really, really tired. You like even find a workaround for that system. So what I could do is I could grab another phone and just maybe like, I'm like, oh, let me just open up a Google and let me just put it into Google, and I'll like get the answer quickly, fall back asleep. Or what I've been known to do on occasion is you can't exit the alarm.
So now you need to set up something to stop you getting into the other phone. You can't exit the alarm, right?
What you can do is turn off the phone.
Right. Yeah.
And you turn off. So if you just turn off the phone entirely and just like, all right, back to sleep.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, you do wake up early in the morning,
Yeah.
but you don't. Your body doesn't want to.
No, my body does
Your
not.
mind doesn't want to.
But if I don't wake up early, I always feel like the day. I feel like I've just done nothing all day.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like
Yeah.
you get up like 9 or 10, right?
Yeah. 9.
What time do you go
40.
to
Well, today I got up at 8:30. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to wake up that early.
What time do you go to bed at?
I go to bed at like 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just living life, you know?
Living life,
Having the time.
partying, drinking, smoking.
Yeah, I mean, I am out and then come back. Sometimes I have energy when I come back, so I'll work on something and then watch TV. I'll start to go to bed at like 12. Wait for you to sneeze.
Excuse me. You start to go to bed at 12. It's an
Yeah.
hour-long process.
Yeah, you know, you're like, all right,
Get a good run at
the
bedtime.
let's get the motivation together, brush the teeth, masturbate, read. I'm probably sleeping at 1.
Is that your nightly routine?
Yeah.
Every night?
Yeah.
That actually a routine?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You masturbate every evening
Pretty much.
just to take your energy out?
Yeah. It releases hormones which put you to sleep.
All right, okay.
So, and
You
Yeah,
masturbate every night.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
How often would you?
I wouldn't masturbate every day. In fact, I don't. Wait,
I mean, did you used to?
I used to, yes, but like, I found if I started masturbating,
Yeah.
this is taking a. But I found if I started like, it would take my energy. So let's say, and also. Well, hold on. Let me ask this follow-up question before I. Do you watch something as you do that?
Sure. Yeah. I'll stick on an episode of
Law and Order.
Law and Order. Yeah. Just to multitask.
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
No, curious. So, like, I found if I would watch porn and then masturbate, I'm like, it would like. One, it would give me the wrong sense of what I would expect in, like a bedroom almost. Like, so if I watch too much porn, I'm like, oh, this is like.
You think that should be happening in the bedroom all the time?
Well, I think it
If
gives.
there's someone there or not.
It makes you like desensitized, I think, or makes me desensitized. Let me speak on behalf of myself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, like,
We were at, you weren't there, but an interesting question came up in the pub the other night. If your friend told you that they were in a porn film,
would you watch it?
would you watch it?
Yes.
Interesting. I would absolutely not.
You would not.
No.
You wouldn't be like. I'd be like, yeah.
Some people were saying would depend on the person. Like Stephen said, yeah, if I was really good friends with them, yes. And then he thought, no, actually, my best friend, no, I wouldn't want to see that. And then I said, what about if it was me? And he was like, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah. I would totally want to watch you in a porno. In a
But I just wouldn't be able to look at people
afterwards.
Yeah.
I feel like I just use
Just
it as
too much information.
I feel like I just use it as like ammunition. I mean, in like a fun and friendly way,
Yeah, you'd be firing.
not in a sexually aggressive way.
In a fun and friendly way. I remember you in the porno. I just seeing their ghoulies, their naked ass.
I don't think I'd. Maybe it would depend on the friend, but I think I'd be very curious as to like the whole how it all. I'm like, let me watch this from a.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I guess that's
Peer
what
over my
some
glasses.
people's curiosity would be like. What do they get up to?
But like, how it-
don't. I think there might be a curiosity, but I think curiosity would kill the cat for me. I'm like, oh, now I know what they do.
But wait, is this that they are a porn
Yeah,
star?
a porn star. Yeah.
Oh, if they're a porn star. Oh, I thought you meant like if they
Well,
made one porn.
They made
film.
one porn, yeah. So
Alright.
rather than
Wait, are they?
it's not a sex tape, it is a
okay,
film
yeah, 'cause
porno.
that's going to be my thing. I was
Yeah,
like, do they know about it?
yeah, they know about it. They were paid for it. Yeah,
How do actually? Here's a question: how do they feel about it? Are
they say if you want to watch it, you can watch it.
okay? Then I'd watch it.
Yeah. No, I still wouldn't watch
If
it.
they told me like they were very mortified about it, I'd still watch it, and I just,
But you
I
wouldn't
just
tell
would tell them.
Yeah.
I was like, I won't watch that for you.
Yeah.
No, but I just because like I don't know, it's like, yeah, I'd be curious.
Mm. And no matter the person, there is nobody that you, none of your friends, let's say, that you would be like, no, I don't want to see them.
The only person who I think I wouldn't want to see is if I was dating someone and I was like, and they were in a porn. I'm like, I don't need to watch that.
No.
I don't think that will be good for me or my mind to see that.
No.
You know, like everyone has a past, but I'm like, I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
That'd be the only person, and maybe family members. I'd be like, I don't need to see family members.
Sure.
But I think if it's, I can.
Yeah.
But friends, I'm like, if I knew, like, if it's an actual friend of mine, I think I'd find that hilarious, and I'd be like, okay, I need to see this.
Yeah.
You know, if I knew you were in a porno, I'd be like, okay,
I've got to see this.
I gotta watch this. I gotta see.
John-
I gotta see if your energy in the bedroom matches your energy in everyday life. That's what I want to
Well,
see.
That was the joke then. Would my energy be like me on stage? Ooh, hey!
But you,
Yeah, but I mean, I have different energies.
yeah.
Yeah. So what would be the energy?
You wouldn't. But if I was in a porno, you wouldn't want to watch. If I was like, yeah,
No.
watch. You want? No?
God, no.
No, you wouldn't be curious.
No. It'd be horrific.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Why horrific?
Just imagining you naked is like, I don't want to know about that.
No.
No.
No, I feel like disappointed. You
No,
don't
no.
imagine me naked?
No, but there's no one really that, even if I found somebody attractive, I'm like, no, I don't want to.
You're like, I
I
don't want
to
to.
see that.
It's like one of those things that's, I suppose, yeah, you do go around life. This is going to sound weird, but like, you have a penis, but it never crosses my mind that you have one.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it can cross my mind, but I don't want my assumptions confirmed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if I saw you naked, I'd be like, you're like, oh yeah, okay,
You're like, oh, okay, I've got the full picture now. Now I know more.
Now I know that. Now I cannot know. Now I can't live in ignorance anymore about like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a thing
But
that
you
I think,
don't want to live in ignorance.
at certain
All
times.
right, I'll film a porno,
And
Coleman,
you
and
just
you
send
can
it to
watch
me.
it.
Just
Yeah.
send it to me.
Any volunteers,
But I don't
do
want.
write in.
But I don't really
Mark and
watch.
Coleman at gmail.com.
yeah, send us your own tapes.
Yeah.
But I don't watch porn
Okay, good. Well,
for the most part.
yeah,
Or irregularly,
irregularly.
and I don't masturbate every evening.
Do you know what? I think I'll watch some porn this evening. Yeah.
I try and treat it as a reward if I've done something well. You know?
Good. Okay, it's time for your question.
What is the first time you made someone laugh? Like and it's not accidental, not where you like tripped over and
Yeah.
people laughed at you. When
Yeah.
was the first time where you were like, oh,
I remember one of my friends in school saying, "What's the deal? Why have you started becoming funny?"
oh yeah,
Yeah, he was like, "You didn't used to be funny." This was like 5th or 6th class, 11 or 12, something like that. He said, you suddenly started becoming funny. I guess, I don't know what it was. Like, the thoughts inside my mind, I was like, oh, if I let some of these out, people will laugh, or there was some kind of reward for getting people to laugh. So I remember my friend, we were in his house, and they changed their toilet.
yeah.
This is such a kid's joke, but listen.
They just changed like the type of toilet they had.
Their parents had changed
Okay.
the bowl, and I said, "Oh, was it the color or just the taste?" And and my friends,
What age were you when you said that?
I don't know, 11, I guess, something
Okay.
like that. And my friend turned to me and was like, how have you started becoming funny? I remember as well.
That's a good one.
there was like a school talent show, and we were divided up, and there was me and a couple of other guys doing a thing together. And somebody came up with the idea of like, oh, let's all tell jokes. And so we were playing out this scene where we were in front of a firing squad, and we were about to be killed, and the guy who was going to kill us said, okay, if you tell me a good joke,
I'll let you go.
I'll let you go. And so one told a joke, and the jokes were all shit. I can't remember what the jokes were, but my gag was to kind of try and laugh after it, and I got a good laugh. So I'd be like, and the thing is, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to try to get him laugh. I would try and laugh.
Yeah.
And that was my gag.
And that went
and
down
that
like
got got a big laugh from the audience.
What age? And were you 10 or 11 around this time?
Yeah, same thing. 10, somewhere between 10 and 12. And yeah, that's probably like a formative thing of like, oh,
I have some power here.
people will love me if I make them laugh.
Yeah.
I can get a whole audience to laugh. Yeah. So
And did
I guess that's the answer.
And what, like, would you call your parents kind of funny? Like, do you feel like you get your sense of humor from them?
No. Not really. Like, kind of funny enough, but not really, no. No, they wouldn't be like hilarious people. Dad would make some jokes at home, and would generally, he was quite a like, I mean, most dads are, I guess. Well, maybe not. But like, the idea of dad jokes or like would just be like general frivolity.
Yeah.
But and then like when we went outside the house, he would kind of actually open up a bit more and would make jokes more like in a crowded room than he would at home. Weirdly enough. Yeah.
What about your mum?
No, she wouldn't make more jokes than a regular person, I think. No.
How many jokes does a normal regular person make? 4 jokes a day?
4 jokes a day?
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's nobody who doesn't make any jokes, really.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you?
The first time I made people laugh, I'll have to get some context for us. I was about 10 or 11 as well, and I used to do act.
We're going to have to text your mother after this as well. We're like, did I make people laugh? No, Coleman.
That's someone else's memory?
Nobody.
And
Anyway,
they
I was
got
in
their
this film.
toilet removed, and I said,
Yeah. Anyway, I was in this film called The Mask, and I put on this mask, and then I was suddenly really funny. I don't know whether that's true, Coleman.
so I was in this play, and I was the kind of protagonist in this play, and there was this villain called Count Backwards,
Mm-hmm.
and there was my friend playing the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And in one particular rehearsal, and we're rehearsing this on stage, and we're going to put it on eventually, my friend who was playing the mayor, because he'd less lines as the mayor, so to speak, she's like, look, will you play Count Backwards today? Because the actor playing Count Backwards isn't here, right? So my friend was playing both the mayor and Count Backwards for this rehearsal.
Right.
And I said, like halfway through a scene, it's like, wait a minute, the mayor is really Count Backwards.
Yeah.
The room, like, it killed. It killed. And that's the first time where I was like, oh geez, I have like some
Power.
But like, I feel like,
So if you don't want your kids to end up like this, make sure that they never come to this realization. If they make a joke,
just silence.
just silent everyone. Silence
You think you're
everyone.
funny?
Yeah. And just turn away. Yeah.
Look away in shame.
And make sure nobody else laughs around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird though, in school then though, I feel like I was like not in school I feel like I was a messer, but I don't know if I would necessarily say I was witty, but I was very like, I was making people laugh, but I feel like it was more like acting out more so than a witticism.
Yeah.
But What were you like in school?
Quiet, studious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
I was no very quiet. I sometimes in secondary school, particularly, I would say something funny to my friend beside me,
yeah.
who was also funny himself.
Yeah.
But then he would say it out loud to the whole class.
No way.
yeah. So then
He
he would
stole
get
your jokes.
He would say, yeah. I mean, I don't mind. But yeah. So I wasn't like the class clown, but I sat beside him and gave him some of the material.
No way. Did you ever have an issue with that?
No, I don't think so. And maybe some of the classes, if it was a smaller class size, I think maybe like applied mathematics, which was leaving cert
Yeah.
level, I could probably make some more jokes in there because it was a small class and I was top of the pile.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like shy. So yeah, particularly early on, like I would never say something.
Is that guy a
funny.
comedian now? That guy that took those jokes?
No.
What does he do now?
Jeez, I'm not sure. I've bumped into him here and there, but I cannot remember what he does.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. And a quiet moment of contemplation. Were you the class clown?
I was one of, yeah. I was a class clown for at least a few, let's say for the first 2 or 3 years, and then kind of once you hit fourth year, I feel like everyone maybe just, no one becomes two-dimensional anymore. They kind of,
Everyone's a class clown, or nobody's? Or you was?
I feel like
It was more difficult for you to take the piss out of everybody.
I just don't know if I would identify as being the class clown after fourth year for some reason.
Right.
But for the first 2 or 3 years, I would say yes, because like you're making people laugh, and then you're trying to like every day you're like, okay. What I remember, it was weird. I remember I made people laugh like in first year. I can't remember what I did, but I made people laugh, and also because let's say I knew that going into first year, I was like, that's okay. That's my thing. That's what I got. That's all I have. That's all I have. And I remember I'd make people laugh. I remember going into school some days and feeling pressure, like, oh yeah, I got to make people laugh today.
I've got no material left. I need to come up with something. My God.
So I remember feeling that pressure and feeling like, oh God.
That's like you know that story about Tony Hancock. Do you know who he is? He was
in
the UK. He was a comedian in the UK. He had this show which was on radio and then TV, Hancock's Half Hour, and it was a black and white show, 60s, I guess. One of the funniest episodes was when he goes to donate blood. The classic line of like, well, how much blood are you going to take? Oh, just half a pint. Half a pint? That's very nearly an armful. All this stuff. And the audience just screaming with laughter, just loving it. And he came backstage and was miserable. And they were like, that's the best show you've ever done. Why are you miserable? He's like, how are we going to do that next week?
Yeah.
What are we going to do next week?
Yeah.
And eventually he killed himself. Now, yeah, but it is that thing of like, well, how am I going to top that?
Yeah.
And that's what you were feeling.
I remember feeling that because it was maybe the only trait I had that, or that's what it felt like. It's like, this is all I have, and if I don't have this, I have nothing.
My God.
So
Yeah. Well, good. Okay. What do you think of those questions, Coleman? Question 1: how do you sleep at night?
I think it's more interesting to be like, how do you sleep? Also,
Or-
how do you wake up?
Yeah.
I think I got on some interesting things. I think that immediately, because how you sleep at night is a very intimate setting, so it immediately leads into sort of a
Yeah. You didn't particularly have many interesting rituals
no.
apart from just
But I
screaming
feel
at
like
your phone.
did we glide over your rituals? We went into
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess there's a pillow that I put over my head to block out noise. I always sleep with the window open.
You sleep with a window open? It's not freezing in the room.
No, I mean, yeah, but I'm under a duvet.
Yeah, but
And I need fresh air. Some people don't notice that there's no air in a room. Like, I had this experience before where we were in a theatre performing improv and there was just no oxygen in the room and I just had to leave. Straight after the show, I was like, I'm going to stand outside because there's no oxygen. And Luke was like, what? I don't even notice anything. I'm like, can you not taste the air? Like, how horrible it is.
yeah.
Like, I need fresh air all the time. Yeah. Anyway. And second question was, when do
Put a
you...
pillow over your head. Sounds like you're trying to kill yourself every night.
Yeah.
Maybe this night.
Actually, I will sleep. I wrestle myself to sleep. I like you. You couldn't do it because you will lose the power.
Yeah. Kill yourself. What a ridiculous way to do it.
Yeah. And then your question was, interesting. Like, definitely sparked some stories with me. The question,
And I feel like everyone have that. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I wonder, does everybody have that?
Because everyone's made jokes.
Yeah. Do you remember getting people to laugh? But we are both comedians, so
For some reason, we took more value to it.
yeah.
Rather than other people are like,
Two other people
cool, I
have
have that skill amongst other skills. And we're like, this.
This is my thing
This is
now.
my
This
thing.
will be my being. So, I mean, if people have answers to that, please do write in to markandcoleman@gmail.com and we'll read out some of your answers. And if you want to ask that question of somebody else, that's even better. And we'll read out those answers as well.
think,
So
yeah.
email them into us.
The first time being funny, I think that'd be a fun. I'd be like,
Yeah, but also sleeping rituals is good as well. So
No,
do
but
send in. No, don't just do his one. Okay, so these episodes still haven't been put out yet, so we haven't got any replies to those questions yet. But you can send in replies to any of the questions that you've heard previously on the show, and we'll vaguely try and remember. Maybe put the question in so that we know what the answer is to regarding, rather than
just like this weird answer.
I sleep with socks on my head, and we're like, is that the first time you got somebody to laugh, or is it your unusual sleeping ritual? But we have got friends of ours to send in replies to those questions. So what have you got there, Coleman? Big inhale of breath.
I asked someone. I feel like I'm not giving enough context in these questions because like people just give me short responses. I was like, "What's the first time you made someone laugh?" Someone texts back, "Couldn't tell you. I've been hilarious from day one."
Okay.
Which is
Yeah. Yeah. Just
it's kind of more look for a story.
yeah. That's
My
what
friend
this
sent me this.
means.
I don't know what this is. We can play this though, but I don't know what this is because I haven't listened yet.
Oh.
Hey Coleman, I was trying to think about that. I don't really like the earliest memory I have of trying to make someone laugh on purpose is probably when we were at mass with my family and like my sister was there and when they're singing the hymns I was like miming them and yeah, my sister found that very funny. The way I was doing it, I don't know, it's kind of like the earliest memory I have of making someone laugh that I can think of off the top of my head. I was pretty young. Can't remember. I must have been like under 10 anyway. But yeah, I think that's the earliest
That
memory.
could go into the sleeping rituals answer as well, because that guy sounds like he's in bed as he's.
That's what made it even funnier.
I think he sounds.
I was obviously like putting funny faces and stuff when I was doing the miming. Like it wasn't just standard miming. It was pretty funny stuff.
Very good. Are those the only answers
There's
you
the
got?
only answer I asked. They're the only. And then
Okay. Well.
Mikey was saying he doesn't have that core memory to hand. I asked him. Yeah, that's all. I
Yeah. Well, maybe other people don't have them. So Mike was talking. There's a couple of voice notes which are quite long here, so we can't play them. But Mike was talking about he has night terrors and speaks in his sleep.
No way.
Yeah,
Mike Coons.
Mike Coonsey. Yeah. I guess we can say who it is.
Well, oh no way. Okay, night terrors.
Yeah.
Somebody just wakes
So-
up screaming.
Or in their sleep. You never encounter people with night terrors.
No.
Like, a friend of mine used to go out with a guy who would have night terrors, and like she would wake up in the middle of the night, like he'd slammed his arm across her, was like, "Be careful, there's fish hooks everywhere." She's just like, "Rory, it's not happening. That's not a real thing." Or like two friends of mine, Gareth and Moira, and like Gareth, we were like, Moira, quick, we gotta go, and he would hustle her into the bathroom, like, "There's a bomb, there's a bomb."
So he's sleepwalking.
He's sleepwalking. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
I'm
So
breaking up
Mike-
with you. What? No, that was the night terrors.
Yeah, Mike has that as well. Paul says,
I cheated on you. It was the night terrors.
and Paul said, once when I was a kid on holidays, I had a really bad sleep build up in my eyes. So, like, crusty
Yeah.
eye sleep. And my eyes got glued shut by it. I woke up and was screaming about how I'm blind and can't open my eyes. So,
How did that situation resolve itself?
I think he can see now. So, something happened.
But like, did someone come in or did he just solve it himself?
Yeah, I don't know. Ben says, only just catching up now. Maybe it's too late for a sleep story, but I put a pillow between myself and Derwin's and his boyfriend's face so that he doesn't breathe on me while we sleep. Partly because he snores and breathes through his mouth, partly because I find it overstimulating and it keeps me awake. So yeah, if your partner is breathing on you, put a pillow down in between you to stop you. I think we got some other answers here. Do you find it easy to sleep with someone else in the bed?
I find it easy to sleep as long as we're not like spooning and stuff. But if you're spooning, if I spoon,
I couldn't do that.
if I spoon,
It's like holding.
my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm breathing the back of her head, so my breath is coming back into my face.
Oh right.
So there's like
Just
hot
the
air.
heat of another body. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't sleep with this,
So,
even
like-
though the window is open.
So like if we spoon, we'll spoon for like 5 minutes, and it's like, okay, if we actually want to sleep, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll chat you in the morning.
Yeah. I'll chat you in the morning. I'll see you.
I'll see you later on.
Do you want to head downstairs or something?
Have a good night.
Luke says, I tape my mouth. So he tapes his mouth shut.
So he breathes through his nose.
Yeah. To limit the amount of snoring, it doesn't help that much. I put a pillow between my knees for my hips and snore like a freight train. Kelly says, I set my alarm downstairs.
What?
Yeah. And Jess says, I prefer sleeping on my stomach with my toes dangling just over the edge of the end of the bed. So, yeah, toes dangling just over the edge of the bed.
That's a nice feeling, to be fair.
Is it?
Like, especially if you're warm, it's nice to have the feet out because it kind of it's like cooling system for your body.
Not for me. My window's open.
Yeah, I don't know how you sleep with the window open, especially during winter.
I don't know how you sleep with a window closed.
I'll open the window in the morning to get air in the room, but like otherwise it'd
You
be too
just
cold.
don't mind suffocating all night.
No,
See, I wouldn't be cold.
but like
I'm under a duvet.
yeah, but the duvet.
Yeah.
But you're completely wrapped up.
Yeah. I mean, my head's out there.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Wait, do you sleep nude
In
or
the nip?
in the
No.
nip?
No, proper
Full pajamas.
Full pajamas.
Combat
of course.
outfit. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Proper Morecambe and Wise style pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week. I feel like we've got some good answers to some good questions. So until next time, ask us another one. See you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye.